me, my wingman, and another 3 males. I'm about 35. They're about, my wingman's, well, I want to say is about, he's pushing 30. I want to say they both are. Late 20s. College grads. I'm thinking they both came from reasonable households, whatever that means. I'm thinking both parents, a dog, the whole shebang. I didn't really come from a family like that. I came from a family full of love. My mother was our angel and our protector, but it wasn't really quite a normal family. When alcoholism is involved, role reversals occur, perversions to the normal family unit occur, to the entire unit. So you grow up faster in some ways and you don't grow up at all in others. It seems like everything gets kind of jumbled up. I can tell you one thing you learn to do. You learn to be adaptable. Lunch break, we're walking down the street. Man approaches us in an unruly demeanor, demonstrative, boisterous, using his crutch as a potential weapon instead of using it for its intended purpose to support his leg. He was threatening. I was able to ascertain the man, his condition. He appeared to be inebriated. And I was able to sense that my two partners of my group were frightened. Upon feeling that, I interpositioned myself between them and the man. I'm 35, I work out, I'm in pretty good shape at the time. It's not too much for me to catch the crutch mid-swing, a lollygag swing. He's not really trying to strike. He's just kind of waving it. It's not too much for me to catch it with my wrist and forearm and just blow it out of his hand to the ground, and that's what I did. And then assumed a defensive posture, turning the hips slightly. Smaller target and all that, because I didn't know I was going to then receive more. And once I looked at him when we were close and I saw that he was so inebriated, he was almost weaving, then I went to general quarters, if you will. I turned and I collected my brood. We walked the other way. Was this man evil? I don't think so. Was he inebriated? Pretty sure. I can smell it. Was he possibly mentally challenged? Yes, I think he was. And I think I can say that with some degree of confidence as I've sat in a lot of shrink chairs. His voice was threatening, but his speech was not only slurred, but it was not a drunk's tirade. It was absolutely incoherent, mostly. So that's where I'm at on that. I met potential threat or aggression with force. Yes, it's good to turn the other cheek. Give to him your coat also, certainly. But will you also do that when the dog bites your hand? Or the black snake bites your calf? You know it's not poisonous, the snake. It still hurts like hell as much as the Rottweiler that just bit you. Do you turn the other cheek for them? Do you give to them your coat also? Once you have met aggression with aggression, and you have stemmed it, you have stemmed the tide. For you personally, that aggression, that bullet no longer exists. Not the one with your name on it. It no longer exists. Once you've met aggression and stemmed it and stopped it. I'm speaking very loosely here. Just try to go with me. Go down the rabbit hole with me, Alice. By the power of the Holy Ghost, when you have faced evil, and by the power of the Holy Ghost, you have been spared, dare I say, defeated evil. By the power of the Holy Ghost, you are. One for you, zero for you know who. Once that happens to you, forevermore will you look at that aggression when it comes at you. And the aggression will look at you, and it will know that you stand firm. And the aggression will more often than not, much more often than not, move along and look for another target, another mark. Online dating sucks. You hear the stories, they find each other, they get married. Online dating sucks. And trust me, when I say I'm by far in the majority, when I say that, I am. It's where the broken toys go. Unless they're a scammer. It's where the broken toys go. I got to take one out on a Friday night in Inner Harbor. A month or so back, a couple months back maybe. I was just so damn happy to actually have a date. Online dating is just, oh. And I think I've reasoned it all out, why it doesn't work, but that's for another time. Some other place, somewhere, some other time. Alan Parsons Project. I blew $300. The night just went downhill from the time I got to Baltimore to the end of the night. It just went downhill. There's a reason this young lady lives next to the Archdiocese of Baltimore. Hindsight's 2020. There's a reason I found her on more than one dating app under more than one name. It's where the broken toys go. This girl was on too. She was on. By 10:08 p.m., after having to go collect her because for some reason Uber couldn't find her address, and paying to park twice, $36 there, $200 for a lousy dinner at the bar, some more for some drinks. I gotta give the bartender credit. He hooked me up. He saw what was going on. A ghetto hot, beautiful young lady, 30, 33. She was ghetto hot. And an older white man. He knew what was going on. The man was hooking me up. Yeah. And it just went downhill. I watched what 2 drinks of ethyl alcohol did to her. Whew. And there were some other tells. And by 10:08 p.m., as she began to attack my personhood, the workings of my mind, at 10:08 p.m., I looked at my watch and I said, I gotta go. Can I give you a ride home? You need some money for an Uber? I gotta go. She was taken aback, which I'm pleased to say, because those 2 stiff drinks brought out a lot of ugliness that I wish I hadn't seen. I actually caught her off guard. I'm pleased to report to you. I'm gonna get the truck. I'll be right back. I'll get you. I get back. She's not there. I'm like, I don't think she got Uber. She ain't got no money. This girl ain't got no money hardly. I'm looking around for her and I'm driving away slowly. I end up passing there's like a lay there, a small field of grass, amidst all this concrete and tar and asphalt, a couple of trees maybe, and a sidewalk. And she's walking down it towards her home. Ultimately, she lives. We're talking. It's a few blocks here, man. And so I pull up. Lower the window and go, hey, little girl, you want to ride? Because at this point, I can see she's had a meltdown. She doesn't even understand what's going on. And then I just basically said, no, we're done here. But I'm still gentlemanly. I still want to take you home, but we're done. And she's trying to process this. And she says to me, you're embarrassing me now. I'm like, do you want to run? You're embarrassing me. Now, as that is occurring right there, those 2 brief, that repetition, there's a homeless person on the far side of the lay, I don't know, 20 yards, 30 yards. And they are hollering. And I remember as I looked across the lay, I instantly thought of the safety of the young lady. I checked myself and I went, because I knew what was up. And I went, is the young lady in danger? I'm like, no, he is here for me. Okay. And I looked back at this thing yelling at me. Once I ascertained, I believed that the lady was in no danger, because I'd have stopped the vehicle right there and I'd have interpositioned myself between it and her until I saw her walking well out of sight. I sensed no danger for her. I knew it was for me exclusively. And so after I'd asked her a second time, I remember I took a moment and I stared across the lay. And this thing is yelling at me. And I can't really describe it any better than this. It's as if this voice, this sound, is yelling at me from across the absolute distance of space and time. And when I looked at this person, this homeless person, I could see a face, but much like the face of couch. And another story I've shared with you here, the face isn't important. In this story I'm telling you, all I saw was the voice. Because I saw it in my soul. It was reaching into me from across space and time, the infinite expanse of space and time. It was knocking at the door of my soul. It was right there. I shouldn't laugh. This isn't an appropriate place to laugh, but I do giggle. I'm so happy. This story has a very happy ending. And I remember looking at the voice, thinking about the chasm between us, the void between us. And when they were yelling at me, it's like they were sleep talking. It's like I could understand the words. I couldn't understand the words. I think you get my meaning there. It's like I could understand them, but I couldn't. Yeah. And I let it ramble on for a little bit longer, another 2 or 3 seconds, and I slowly raised my window and I drove home from Baltimore to Southern Maryland. And with each mile that elapsed, I felt happier and happier. Because that whole ugly night came down to one thing for me. The loser in the peanut gallery throwing peanut shells at me, attempting to taunt me. And my walk with the Lord has grown to a point now, today, at this moment, hello, my spiritual condition, which is apt to change, nothing, constant vigilance. But my walk with the Lord is such now that I can look at the defeated one, the damned one, having already had intercourse with this aggression up close and personal, having already defeated it by the power of the Holy Ghost, having actually reduced it and grown stronger from the encounter for it because of the Holy Ghost. There are other things I wish to say that I don't believe I'm allowed to say. Not at this time. So I'm just going to end it there and say, when aggression comes knocking, you have to meet it. Once you've defeated it, you don't have to fight the battle again. I love you all, no matter what.